The US and Israel's Sunday morning attacks were in full coordination, according to Israel.
The International Atomic Agency called for a crisis meeting for Monday over the US bombing of Iran nuclear sites. Despite the US airstrikes, Iran still might be able to build a nuclear bomb, expert tells Euronews.
Israel says US and Tel Aviv's early Sunday attacks on Iran were carried out in full coordination. Iran says there is no red line that the US has not crossed following its early Sunday attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities. The Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi condemned the attacks and demanded an emergency UN Security Council session.
The United States itself has now also opted for a dangerous military operation and aggression against the people of Iran. In doing so, the US administration holds sole and full responsibility for the consequences of its actions.
Araghchi added that under the principles of the UN Charter, Iran has the right to self-defense. The Iranian foreign minister plans on being in Moscow Monday to meet with Russian President Putin to discuss the situation. Meanwhile, Israeli released footage claims their attacks struck Iranian soldiers and missile launchers.
The International Atomic Agency called for a crisis meeting for Monday after the latest attacks by the US on Iranian nuclear sites. The watchdog will assess the situation at its Vienna headquarters. After the US bombed the Natanz, the Fordo and the Isfahan sites in Iran, the agency said no off-site radiation has been detected. This was confirmed by the Iranian authorities as well. The scope of the damage is not clear yet. The main target of the US bombs was the enrichment facility at Fordo, which is 80 meters underground. Only US bunker buster bombs were able to reach its holes. Fordo was the cornerstone of Iran's nuclear program, built for uranium enrichment and for research. Despite the US strikes, Iran might have a big amount of enriched uranium to build a nuclear bomb, an expert at the Bruegel Institute told Euronews.
It's not credible, in my opinion, to assume that the highly enriched uranium was destroyed. And therefore, Iran, for better or worse, remains a nuclear threshold power. Maybe not quite as near as it was 24 hours ago, but nonetheless, a country that could, if the regime decided to go all out to produce a bomb, might very well still be capable of doing so.
The expert said Europe is irrelevant in the conflict because of the divisions between the member states.
Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk and President Andrzej Duda clashed publicly over the outcome of the country's recent presidential election, amid reports of vote counting irregularities. Tusk addressed Duda, President-elect Karol Nawrocki and the opposition Law and Justice Party leader on X. He asked whether they were interested in learning the real vote count and said the honest have nothing to fear. Duda responded that the ruling camp was unable to accept defeat, saying he wasn't curious about the result because he already knew it. Nawrocki won just under 51% of the vote in the recent presidential runoff election, according to the final vote count. However, local media have reported counting errors in several areas, including Krakow. Officials there admitted to misattributing votes cast for a Liberal candidate to Nawrocki. The Supreme Court last week ordered a review of ballots from 13 electoral commissions.